Hey, this is Danny from Scare Talk. Before we get into all the horror greatness, I gotta let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the host site that we use to record our podcast. Anchor will upload your podcast to Apple and Spotify and many other listening platforms. Anchor is completely free, and you can download the app or go to the website, anchor.fm, and you can record straight on there. There's also some cool editing tools that you can use. Did I mention that it's free? Yeah, so if you want to make a podcast, Anchor is the way to go. Go check it out. Now, for the spooky stuff.
Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
Okay, this is Scare Talk. I am here with Jumpin' Jack Joel.
Hey guys, what's
and
up? Jumpin' Jack. Jumpin' Jack Joel. Two names in that.
And
we're gonna do some jumping jacks. Yes. Very active today.
Killer Katrina.
Whoa!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Watch out!
Some good ones there. All right, so today, very special episode. It is our 1 year anniversary. Yeah! It was January 11th.
11, 12.
Okay, one of those days.
Yeah.
2020 when we started this, and now here we are in 2021.
Yep.
So we figured we would do a very special episode, and we're going to do our top 10 all-time horror films.
Yes.
This is the definitive list. Anybody who tells you differently is wrong. At least for my list. I don't know about your list. I don't know what's on there yet. We're going to do some honorables.
Hold you to that.
We're going to do some honorables in there too. But let's just jump right into it. Katrina, what's your number 10? This better be good.
Well, number 10, you guys are probably not going to respect as much as I do.
Uh-oh.
This is a movie that would maybe not be considered a horror movie, but it does have monsters straight in the title. So
okay.
It is a horror movie.
Okay.
It's official.
Monsters in the title.
This is called Little Monsters.
Okay, I was gonna say this is Monsters Inc. Like,
no, not Monsters Inc. It is much scarier than Monsters Inc.
Yeah. Okay.
Little Monsters.
Okay. As a kid, all right. I haven't seen the movie since I was a kid. So.
I can show it to you. The only reason this is not higher on my list is because it's not necessarily a horror movie. But there's some pretty scary parts. There are some pretty intense parts. Some parts that I still like. Oh!
You have Beetlejuice on that list too?
No. Do not.
Addams Family.
Yeah.
The Munsters. They made
That's
a
the
movie.
best of TV shows.
Don't.
No, they made a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't hold anything to Little Monsters.
Okay.
Little Monsters is what it's all about.
All right.
So that's where my list is at.
Okay, that's where we're starting. First movie. All right, Joel.
I mean,
what's
Howie
yours?
Mandel is a pretty scary guy.
He is, and he's scared of stuff.
Well, and oh my gosh, I could reference that movie all the time.
Wow. So my number 10, also people may not consider a horror movie.
Okay.
I think it is, but that's all that really matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably one that not a lot of people have actually even seen.
Oh.
It's called The Ghost in the Darkness.
Mm.
It has Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas in it.
This is a lion movie, right?
It is, yeah. Hey, there's creature
Welcome
features.
to the
There's,
jungle.
There's Jaws is a horror movie. That's,
Right.
So that's why it's kind of like a gray area type of thing. People aren't really going to consider it horror, but it is.
Okay. I mean, The Lion King is pretty scary, so.
Lion King, yeah, those hyenas.
Yeah.
So it
Scar.
takes place. It's in Africa, and Val Kilmer is an American going to Africa to, like, I think he's going there to like help build a railroad. I'm pretty sure is what he was going there for, and he finds out that there's a couple of lions that have been attacking the village, and they're actually like really smart lions. They attack. They'll go after like one person at a time, type of thing. It's like one or two people that end up dying every day in this village, and they end up hiring a hunter. Michael Douglas comes in, and they're hunting the lions in Africa. That's
messed up.
They're hunting all the lions in Africa. Yeah,
Man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I enjoy the movie.
Okay.
There's only two of them.
Oh, they made a second one.
No, there's only two lions.
Okay.
Yeah, and because they keep killing the villagers, so they got to do something about it.
Got to put them down.
Exactly.
Is this a 90s movie?
It is. Yeah,
Okay.
It's like mid-90s.
Sounds like a 90s movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good 90s movie. So.
All right. Yeah, Val Kilmer. It's definitely going to be 90s.
Yeah.
All right. My number 10. We're going to take it up a notch.
Oh yeah.
Terrifier.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Now we're getting serious.
Yeah, we are. That took it up a lot of notches.
Art the Clown. He is one of the best horror villains ever. Super scary, but also super funny. Very brutal. It's a very brutal movie. Some of the best kills and best gore you're going to see. And it's just like a low budget. It's just fun. Just a fun movie. No story at all. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
no,
thing.
I mean-
My list, they're not all going to be good movies. They're just my favorite movies.
Yeah.
They're good to me. I know Terrifier is probably a horrible movie to a lot of people. But to me, I love it.
Yeah,
And it's
all about the
definitely
character.
horror.
If you can-
Yeah, I did like that movie way more than I thought I ever in my life would like.
should have liked it.
Yeah.
I
almost
remember
feel bad
you
for
were
liking
like,
it.
yeah, and I remember you were so shocked that I was like, oh, I like that movie.
Yeah, I mean, Art, he's just really entertaining.
Especially in the beginning, like the first half of that movie. Well, really before he ends up killing anybody, you're like, he gives off this really creepy vibe to him. But at the same time, like, there's just, I don't know, he's a clown, so it's like, to a lot of people, that's already going to be scary enough.
Yeah.
But, but it's just like, he'll smile and then he'll just have like a dead face. And
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay, like, you don't know where this guy's going to go until he starts killing people.
Imagine seeing him,
And
like just you're sitting at a restaurant and you see him just staring at you and then making these funny faces, and then you look over and he's just like a stare, like death stare, and doing all these like mime tricks.
Well, and the thing is it's Halloween night,
Yeah.
so it's like you don't necessarily know he's like this weirdo in this clown costume because
He's just in character,
he's
right?
just so some people are just really weird on Halloween. And this is why I don't like going out on Halloween night.
All right, so now we're getting serious.
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna bring it back down.
All right, number 9.
Number 9. I had a hard time with this number. This
particular-
position in my list.
Okay.
But I chose Gremlins.
the Christmas classic Gremlins.
Yeah, I still do not. It is not based off your definition of what makes a movie a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
This isn't a Christmas movie.
I mean, yeah, he could have gotten Gizmo as a birthday present. And
Yeah,
not a
it could have
Christmas
been in anything.
Present. Like, yeah. I was mostly kidding about that.
Yeah. But I love Gremlins. We just recently started watching it, and
I fell asleep.
I just right when we turned it on, I'm like, oh yes! Like, I just love that movie. I knew exactly what was going to happen every second of the movie, and
We're gonna see E.T. on our list at some point.
I should have done it.
Yeah, you should put E.T. on there.
But yeah, I love Gremlins. I grew up watching it. It just brings so much nostalgia to my life.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Everybody's like personal favorite list is going to be nostalgic. I think.
Yeah,
That's going to be a factor. All right, Joel, let's see what you got.
You are not impressed with these.
Not so far. Come on, guys.
Well, I'm gonna bring it up a little bit.
man.
I'm probably even gonna bring it up further than Terrifier.
What? No.
Gosh, where is he going?
It's like Faces of Death.
My number 9 is The Descent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's further than Terrifier.
It's a little further than Terrifier.
It's closer. It's closer.
I always have a really fun time with this movie. It's about, what is it, like 6 women who go cave diving, spelunking or whatever the technical term is. And it's a foreign film, but it takes place in California. Like the cave that they go to. Film?
British.
It's British. It's
okay.
I think it was what was it like? I actually want to say Australian film.
Okay.
But it's but the cave that they go to is in California. So it's like So I have a lot of fun with this movie.
It's pretty scary.
It is, yeah. I'm not a claustrophobic person at all, but there is at least one scene in that movie that I even like felt like claustrophobic. I was like,
get into an MRI and you'll be claustrophobic.
I've been in one.
Oh yeah,
it didn't bother me, but
I think you just are claustrophobic.
Yeah, I think
scary.
And I think the
take
reason
some medication to get in there.
Yeah, the reason for being in the MRI, I think, affects you too. If you're going into an MRI because
you're not like okay if you're already going into an MRI.
Yeah,
there's a reason you're going in one.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, that like the cave diving. Was spelunking.
Yeah.
That actually, I think it actually is the term for it.
Spelunking.
I've never heard of that.
I don't think it's, I think it's just spelunking. Cave diving, whatever you want to call it.
Right. So the next episode, Spelunking Joel.
Spelunking, yes.
Okay, so I've never seen this.
Oh,
so
really?
I wanted to have some reference to what you're talking about, and I just looked it up and looked through the images.
Yeah.
And got like,
you should watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
It looks pretty intense.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, even the cave diving would have been like enough, but then they add
spelunking.
these creatures. Yeah, spelunking.
Yeah.
Then they add these creatures to it that take it to a whole other level.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
Level.
So yeah, we're
okay.
Let's keep
we got up there.
Keep the momentum.
Let's see.
All right. Mine's not going to be as intense as Descent. It's still.
I mean, Descent's kind of an intense movie anyway. So
it's still pretty intense though.
Mm-hmm.
Joyride.
Okay.
One of Paul Walker's best, probably my favorite from him. That and Running Scared are my 2 favorites. Him and Steve Zahn going on a road trip, mess with a trucker that they shouldn't have messed with through a CB radio. And they play a prank on him, and he was not a fan, and now he hunts them. Yeah. And it is awesome.
It's a really fun
seen
movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Rusty
Candy
Nail
Cane.
and Candy Cane. Candy Cane.
His voice is so cool.
Yeah. I love that one. And I saw it, I think I was in high school. And ever since, I've seen it probably 10, 15 times.
Mhm.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And Steve Zahn is just, when he is in a movie, he's usually pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
He's funny.
He's always the comedy relief.
Yeah, he's funny, and he's the one that had the idea to do this prank.
Yeah.
And so, anyways.
So it's all his fault.
Yeah. Joyride, solid at number 9.
Okay.
All right, Katrina.
Well, I'm keeping it up.
Oh, yeah.
Keep the
Number
dial
8
turned up.
for me is Haunt.
Oh, yeah.
all
That's a
right.
newer one.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And that movie, when I think of a scary movie and like really just a chilling movie, that is legit. Yeah.
I like that
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
We did a podcast on that. I haven't
Yes.
posted it, though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was going to be during the Halloween season and just didn't get around to it.
Yeah.
So eventually it will be posted. It
Next
was,
Halloween.
I think I was on it, right?
yeah, you were.
Yeah.
It was my number 1 for last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
I think it
that
was
was
in
a
my
good
top
movie.
5, but
Yeah.
I don't think it made it quite there yet.
Yeah, that's a good one. The haunts in that are really cool.
The faces and
Mm-hmm.
just it was creepy.
Yeah,
Very chilling.
very chilling. All right,
Okay.
Joel, let's see
All
what
right.
you got.
My
Number 8.
number 8. Yeah, okay. My number 8 is Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, man. I totally forgot about that
I
one. Yeah.
love that movie so much.
That's a fun one.
No.
I totally forgot about that one.
I am not a fan.
You were not a fan? What?
No.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, she didn't
Not
really
like
like it.
It's I mean, it has the way that they incorporate like the old like songs into horror movies.
Yeah, you like that.
I really like that.
Yeah.
And a
I
lot
like
of
the
times the songs are done in a way more creepy way than
Who knew that song was scary?
yeah.
You know, but you listen to the words.
I mean, the
it's like,
words are,
that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Where'd you get those peepers?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think what sold me on it, I really like Justin Long in this movie. I think he can do horror. I think he's done a couple horror movies, but
Drag Me to Hell.
yeah, Dragon's another good one too. But the way that this movie ends,
You love the ending of this movie.
I do.
That's what
really
I
do.
didn't like.
Really? I love. I mean, I like happy endings too. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not that psychotic, but it's because you don't see it done a lot in movies in general. Like, you don't see the bad guy win that often. And the way it ended was just like, I don't know. It left me a little bit disturbed.
Yeah, when he puts his eye and
When he just like
Justin Long's face,
you hear
like,
the song playing in the background,
Yeah.
and then you hear him screaming for a while, and then you don't hear it anymore, and you just like see his like hollowed out face.
Yeah,
because he's I mean, he took more than just his eyes.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
he like
I guess
gutted
the
his whole head.
ending wasn't too bad. Yeah.
yeah, and he
And
got
it
his
just-
eyes.
Yeah,
He got the
Yeah.
peepers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got them peepers, and it was just, I don't know. There was just
Yeah,
like
it really
it just-
bothered you.
It did. It's disturbing.
Man. Yeah, after they show the creeper, like
That's-
you can't take that movie seriously.
No, that's
but he
what
was so
I
cool.
couldn't-
I
he
did
He
like
is a
him.
cool villain.
He's a cool villain.
But it's it's other things besides just seeing him that I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing him in itself, like it is what it is. It's whatever.
Ugh.
And then he's got like these 10 feet like wings. all
The
time.
wings. The wings. Oh, that is what is just like, okay, this movie's stupid.
But
All right.
So
All right. That's a good one, Joel.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Okay.
you just have to watch it again.
That's one that I have seen so many times too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good call. All right. This is my favorite found footage film. It is
that?
number 8. Yeah, favorite found footage film. Hell House LLC.
Oh, okay. That is a good one.
Takes place on Halloween. They're getting this haunted house ready for people to come, like it's a haunted house
Oh,
attraction.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it just is the documentation of that like month, I guess, leading up to Halloween and the opening and what goes wrong.
It's crazy. There was I was looking at, I think it was on Shudder that I saw it. I think I texted you about it. That there's a director's cut of that movie that's
you did
40
tell me
minutes
that.
longer than
Yeah,
the
I do
theatrical.
want to see
It's
that.
like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
And
like
it
a whole
was-
different
it came-
movie.
Yeah, exactly. And it came out in 2020. Like the new cut
Came out
was
this
the
year.
2020 cut of it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I need to see that.
Yeah, a lot of people like that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an underseen movie.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people have seen it.
I think at this point, as for found footage movies, I think a lot of people are just done
Mm-hmm.
with found footage. So when you make another one, there's what, 3? Of these
There's
movies,
3 of
too.
them. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
seen the other 2.
I don't know if the other ones are found footage or not. Because I know as far as that goes, like Blair Witch Project 2 wasn't found footage.
No, it wasn't. Yeah.
So I don't know if the sequels for this one were, but yeah, people were just getting tired of them.
Yeah.
I still like them. I still enjoy
Me
them.
too.
They come out like, I mean,
They're not as often
They're not. Yeah,
anymore.
they're really not. Like maybe once a year we'll get like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
If
I think
that.
Paranormal Activity kind of killed it for everybody.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like
you got
every
one
year.
every year
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
like 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have stopped.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, that one is subtle horror. That's
Yeah.
what's so cool about that. The end, it like really takes off. But just the subtleness of,
Mhm.
just something is moved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're making a haunted house, there's already scary stuff
Yeah.
in the house.
Yeah.
So then you see those scary things like just out of place.
Mhm.
Or, it's very simple stuff, but
Yeah.
very, very effective.
Yeah, that's the best type of those types of
Yeah.
movies. Like I watch. There's some pretty good like YouTube videos of like scary footage. Like people
Uh-huh.
have like found. We're just recording whatever.
Yeah.
And something will happen. And there's been quite a few that they didn't even notice until it was posted, and someone was like, "Hey, there's something behind
really?
you." And it's the most subtle. Like I've seen a couple of them. One of them wasn't even like a horror. It was just like something about like doing her makeup or whatever. Like one of those YouTube channels.
Like
and
a
she's
tutorial?
in her room. Yeah, like a tutorial. And she's like in her room, and you see the bed's like covered in like stuffed animals. And it's very subtle, but you like see one of like the little bears like raise his paw.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's it's fake, but at the same
That's
time,
cool.
like it's so subtle. You blink
Yeah.
and you miss it,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's the type of horror for those types of things that I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah.
Because it's not in your face. It's
Right. Yeah.
You have to really look
That's
to
cool.
see that kind of thing. So
All right. So
Okay.
we've got some good momentum.
Okay.
Katrina, are you gonna bring
I
us
think-
down? Or are you gonna
I think
keep
I'm
us up?
okay. I mean, it's going back to an older film.
Okay. Number 7.
Number 7 is 7.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be on your list, but I was like 7 for 7 would kind of be.
Yeah.
I
Well,
feel like that was purposely done.
I did like I knew where it was gonna go
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, well, it's gonna be number 7.
Yeah.
So I couldn't play around with that one at all.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was staying in that spot.
Too bad it wasn't. It wasn't called 1.
Yeah. Yeah, they really would have, but it might have been a lot shorter.
Yeah, yeah.
Very different.
Definitely. Yeah.
That movie is just it's one of those like timeless movies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It doesn't lose its thrill, and like Gremlins, I feel like it was scary when I was young and it was like,
Yeah, it's-
but it loses it, But 7, it's like that's a good movie no matter when you watch it, where you watch it, how old you
It
are.
can be pretty traumatizing watching it when you're young.
It's true.
If you're watching it at the same age as Gremlins.
Yeah.
Well, what I mean is
Yeah.
like, watching Gremlins, even just the beginning before it gets scary,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's like, it's boring. It's like movies back in the old-fashioned movies, they're so slow and they're boring, and
they can, they can be for sure.
And this movie is just timeless. It'll hold its value.
It's one of those gray area movies that a lot of people don't really consider horror.
Yeah.
But
it's got quite intense kills.
It does, yeah. And I figure in as far as the motivation behind the villain in the movie kind of makes it a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like he's on a mission. Like as far as he's concerned, he's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
He's getting rid of all of these people according to the 7 deadly sins. Or like these people are sinners anyway, and kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's on a mission, and serial killer
get him
on a
and
mission.
Jigsaw together.
A killer on a mission is like the scariest thing you could possibly
I would
have.
I would say the last 15 minutes of this movie makes it a horror movie. When you actually meet the villain and his lecture and his speech
it's
in
a
the
crime
back of the
thriller
car
until he gives himself up, and you hear the motivation behind what's going on. So
it's a good one.
It is a good one.
Okay, good job.
Okay,
yeah.
thanks.
You're keeping it up. Momentum up there.
All right, Joel.
All right, my number. What are we at? 7.
Yeah.
My number 7 is The Others.
Oh yeah. Nicole Kidman.
I like that movie
love
too.
that movie.
Yeah.
You
might have brought the momentum down a little bit though.
From 7?
No, I think you brought it back to more horror.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's true. That's
true. It's a ghost story.
Yeah.
Can't really get much more horror than a ghost story.
Just like the intensity, that you brought it down.
No, the intensity is throughout the entire movie.
All right. If you say so.
It's a slower pace.
I like
it.
it. So I'll stand
Oh
up.
no, I really like it too. But the pace is what I'm referring to.
The pacing is it's on the slower end, but it is building up to something big that happens in the last 10 minutes, maybe even less than that of the entire movie. You get at least 2, maybe even 3 twists.
Yeah.
In that movie, and it's all just amazingly well done. Yeah. Probably my favorite Nicole Kidman movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
not
like
call it
her.
her best movie, but
I like her.
I love Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
But she has one that surpasses.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it on your list?
It's not horror.
It's the only horror movie she's done, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a amazing movie. So
yeah.
Top 10.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna bring up the movie to one of to me the scariest movie, The Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
gonna
knew
be number
that'd be
7.
on there for you.
Yeah, it's a hard watch, but it is scary. Mm-hmm. Great acting, good story, some of the best effects that you're gonna see in a movie, and just it came out in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. I think the early 70s.
Yeah, and just it's still
talk about hold your value.
Yeah, it still holds the value for sure. It hasn't lost a step.
At the
it
beginning.
is
quite some time. Quite some time.
Till she gets possessed.
Yeah. Once she starts peeing on the floor and
oh, okay.
and the bed starts shaking.
Dinner party.
Then man, it's a rough one.
It does take a good half the movie to get to anything.
Okay, Gremlins.
Touche.
Yeah. Little Monsters.
No, Little Monsters starts right out.
It's been a while, but it starts. It's faster paced than Gremlins.
Oh,
sure.
Definitely, and way faster paced than Exorcist.
Well. Anyways,
it is a horror classic.
Yeah,
it is a classic.
I can't not put it on the list. So
I know you can't.
Glad somebody mentioned it.
Yeah. All right, Katrina, where are we at?
Okay,
6
horror classics. It.
Which one?
Only
The miniseries?
what
On
is it?
TV?
90s one?
Yeah.
I don't know it as on TV.
Yeah.
It's we had the movie.
Yeah.
And I saw this as a kid.
It's a pure nostalgia.
It is because this is the movie that scared me of all scary movies. This is the movie that made me never want to watch scary movies until marrying this guy. I am so scared of like the actual Pennywise, like not this new. I'm still scared of him, but
If you saw him, yeah.
I just have to see a picture and I'm just on edge, so scared. This movie terrifies me.
I think this is like the start of the miniseries. Kind of made people be scared of clowns.
Yeah.
Because there was a serial killer in like the 70s that dressed up as a clown, Gacy. But as far as actually fearing clowns, this definitely affected at least a generation of people.
Yeah.
I was scared to go to the bathroom to shower, like for a long time as a kid.
Shower scene in that movie?
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yeah.
Was there? Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
He like comes out of the. Doesn't he come out of like the drain?
I know it
And
comes
the
out of drain
blood,
in
the
sink,
blood
but not the
is
shower.
coming out.
Yeah.
Very scary movie, and like the balloons in the. Oh my gosh! In the
library?
library. Oh my gosh! This movie scares the jeepers out of me.
Yeah.
So
Jeepers Creepers, I think.
I can't stand this movie. I don't like watching it very often, but it also is.
It's on your top 10 of all time.
Yeah.
Yes, because it has
it's-
shaped my view of
It did its
the
job.
world.
The world. Not even of clowns or of horror, just the world in general.
The world.
Dang. All right.
It's a
Oh,
Good
scary
one.
man.
It
Good
is
one.
a good
Yeah, that is a good one.
I do think that they overdid it and like ruined the whole
Legacy.
legacy, with all the new ones coming out all together and
Mm-hmm.
I love chapter 1. Like
Yeah.
the 2017 version. Was not a big fan of the newer one.
these new
But I mean, that's the story in general. It's because I'm reading the book right now. Have been for like a couple of years, but I keep hearing that the adult version of the story is definitely the weaker half.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do remember that from the miniseries and of chapter 2.
Yeah.
It's definitely the weaker of the parts. The kids just in both the miniseries and the movie kind of killed it.
Yeah.
In their movies. So,
Well, the thing is with the new ones that they did, to me, Pennywise wasn't as scary. Like they made him look scarier, but they didn't give him his creepiness and his like real like clown creepiness.
Yeah. He didn't
In
seem
the
like
movie?
a real clown.
Yeah.
He was
He
like
was
a
just-
CGI monster clown.
Yeah. And so it lost the like actual scariness of him,
Yeah.
of Pennywise.
yeah.
There's nothing like watching that original one where you're oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely did a good job with Tim Curry as Pennywise for sure in that one, because he did actually look like a clown.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with the book as well. Like in the book, Pennywise is this. He appears to be this inviting clown.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to get the kids to him.
Yeah.
So he can't be scary looking because he's just going to chase them away.
Yeah.
So with the voice, I really like the voice in the new ones, but at the same time, he doesn't have a very inviting voice.
Yeah.
And his look is also, it doesn't really look like a clown. He looks like a scary creature. Like he doesn't look like a person. He doesn't look like a clown. He just looks scary. And that's not what Stephen King was going for in the story. So
That's a good point.
Okay, so let's talk about your number.
Number 6.
My number 6. My number 6 is What Lies Beneath.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Love this movie.
Nice. Another ghost story.
Yes. Yeah, apparently I like
Yeah,
ghost
you
stories.
like ghost stories.
Apparently,
Yeah, that's a good one. Harrison Ford, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
It's got a very, especially towards the end of the movie, it's got a very Hitchcockian feel to it. And he's always been one of my favorite horror directors. And the pacing is really good. It's got like it's got at least one twist to it. There's a scene in there where it could be over.
Yeah.
The movie, but then it has another like 20 minutes left of the movie. And I love that because it kind of it starts out a ghost story and then it turns into something else. I mean, it's still technically a ghost story in that, but there's just so much going on with this movie. Yeah, that's
I remember that part. I think they're like just get on a boat and they kind of go off. I remember thinking that was the end.
Yeah,
and then
that's what it seemed like because she her house is haunted or their house is haunted and they like burn like some of her hair.
Yeah.
And she's like, the presence is gone.
Yeah. It's over. Okay. That would have been kind of a lame movie.
It would have been. Because it would have been. I'm glad that it kept going because that's where the twist comes in. Yeah. There's so much more left to explore in this movie. And I just love it.
Cool. Nice one. Yeah, you guys are bringing up some ones that I forgot, like Jeepers Creepers, I forgot, and What Lies Beneath. Yeah. I forgot about that one. Okay, definitely forgot about Little Monsters, too.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can forget that one.
I don't know either.
All right, my number 6 is Fallen.
Okay.
Denzel Washington, John Goodman, and Donald Sutherland.
That's a good one.
Really cool movie. What the scary part about this is the music. Mm-hmm. They turn a classic Rolling Stones song into something really creepy. So the fact that this presence can transfer itself just from touch to person and, just transfer.
Just transfer.
It can move so quickly. From person to person.
You'd have a hard time this year, but
it might not be a good movie to come out this year. But the beginning is really good, and the end is really good. It ties it all together so well. And
I did like this movie.
Yeah, just really good.
Yeah,
time is on my side.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
When John Goodman sings that, it's just it's so awesome.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's another underseen movie. Mm-hmm. I don't think people really talk about it very much. And it's Denzel Washington. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know.
you gotta watch it. So watch it. Just do it.
For him alone,
do it, guys.
Yeah, just watch it. Come on. All right, number 5.
Another underwatched movie, probably.
Okay.
And one that you guys will
not appreciate.
shake your heads. This is another nostalgic movie to me, and pretty bad that I like it so much, is Fear.
Fear. Yeah.
I love this
We did a
movie.
podcast
We
on
did
this
do a
one.
podcast on this.
It's not a very good movie.
It's not. Yeah, when we watched it for, the podcast and recently, I was like, wow, I can't believe how much I love this movie. But I can't not have it on my list. It has been one of my all-time favorite movies for a long time. And I used to watch this movie all the time, over and over again.
Yeah, it is weird that you like it so much.
It's very weird that I love this movie.
It wasn't even like your bottom half of this. It was like in the middle.
Oh no,
number 5.
This movie has been on my top movie of all movies, not just horror movies, but top movies for a long time.
Nice.
I've loved this movie for a long, long time. So I have to put it up there.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, Joel, you can do better than that.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure you can.
I'm pretty sure I did. We'll see though. Was it number 5 we're on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is Evil Dead the original?
Oh,
Evil Dead.
the original Evil
original.
Dead.
Yes.
Nice.
Gosh.
Okay. So you went back a little bit.
I did.
You went to the early 80s
on this one. Yeah, I think this is probably the oldest
Bruce
movie on my list. I watched it like even just a week ago.
Oh, okay.
And I remember
it's a scary movie.
It is. It's disturbing and it's creepy. Yeah. And for such a low budget that it had, like this was Sam Raimi's like college project.
Yeah,
he had, and to turn a college project like that into like a horror classic that it's become over the years is impressive enough. But then a movie that, the CGI was a little dated, but that kind of adds to the creepiness of the movie itself. And I remember when we saw the remake in theaters, we watched the original one before.
Yeah.
And for a remake, it was good. It was definitely a good remake. But there's just something about the way that the original was made. It didn't have that creepy. The remake didn't have that creepiness to it. It was definitely more bloody. Way more bloody than the original. But and watching it last week, it still held up. Really well.
It's still the way it looks. Mm-hmm. And some of the like, I guess, demons that are in it. Yeah. The way they look and the way they move and stuff. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah. It is scary. Yeah. It is scary. The first time I ever have seen any part of this movie, I was asleep on the couch and he decided to put this movie on.
Woke up to,
and I woke up to this. I don't know what was happening. And I'm just like, what are you watching? Threw the blanket over my head. Like, what is happening right now? That was so scary. And I refused to watch the movie with him.
Oh, come on. You gotta watch it.
No, that's too much.
All right. My number 5. I had to put him on here somewhere. Freddy versus Jason. Oh, yeah. Nice. I love this movie. Probably the one I've seen the most on my list. Maybe. We'll see. So good. I had to put the big 3 on my list. And we got 2 of them right here.
In one
movie. Yeah. Just them 2 being on the screen at the same time, fighting each other. It's just so cool.
That's number 5 for you?
Yeah, number 5.
They were supposed to have added Ash to that movie. It was going to be a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. But that would have been amazing.
Add Bruce Campbell into it. Like,
but apparently in the world of Evil Dead, like if Ash kills something, then that's it. It doesn't come back. So like we can't have him kill Freddy or Jason and just be done with those characters forever. That's not going to be.
That's not going to work.
Would that really hold true with Freddy or Jason?
Probably
I mean,
not,
I don't.
But that is what I
definitely
heard from,
wouldn't hold true.
Producer, director of Freddy vs. Jason.
Okay.
They didn't want to have Ash in it because you're mixing 3 different worlds. So I mean, it could have gone either way. But in the Evil Dead world, the universe, if Ash kills you, then you're not coming back. Like you're done. You're dead forever.
He definitely, I don't think, could ever kill Michael Myers. I don't think that Michael Myers will ever die.
He's the only actual person of the 3.
Yeah, of the 3. Yeah,
like Jason he's like a monster.
He's already gone to hell.
Yeah,
number of times.
Yeah. But
I don't know that you can kill Freddy either.
No. Definitely not.
I don't even care.
Ash would have found a way of doing it.
But Freddy, it's one of the better performances from Robert Englund. Mm-hmm. Some of the just dialogue, some of the stuff he says, it's just so funny. And just his mannerisms and the battle between him and Jason is so awesome. The way that they bring them together into the real world is so cool.
Yeah.
And the acting is good. The story is good. Like, there's just, for your typical horror movies from the early 2000s, like, this is, like, the best. I just love it.
And it's a really fun movie.
Yeah, so much fun. The soundtrack is good. It's for the fans of Freddy and Jason.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is
Can't
number
have
5.
a movie called Freddy vs. Jason have it be for everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a fan.
Yeah. And you can't make it like serious either.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's what's fun about it.
Yeah.
Is that they didn't try to make it serious in any way.
Yeah.
And so I thought about putting Freddy as like an honorable mention somewhere, and that was the movie that I would put him as an honorable mention. I can't write him down on a list.
Yeah.
Can't seriously put him in a top of all time.
No, she can't think about him.
I can't.
Then he'll
even thinking
come.
about it.
If I write him down, like that's like way too much into my thoughts.
I mean, we're already talking about it. So
I
in
know.
his world, it's over for us.
That's true, but
I've actually had dreams with him in it.
And we're on a podcast, so it's going to be on everybody's mind too. Good job.
yeah, we
Doomed
probably shouldn't
everybody.
be doing this, and you guys are gonna like really destroy the world soon
everybody.
enough.
Doesn't that happen in a movie? I think in Truth or Dare, they like do a podcast or a YouTube video or something at the end.
Yeah, at the very end of it.
Yeah.
It's
Like
kind of a messed up ending.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
that's not on anybody's list, hopefully.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. I mean, that was the best part of that entire movie.
I enjoyed watching it with D'Anthony.
Yeah.
That was
I mean,
fun.
it's good. It's cool,
It's
but
fun.
it's not top 10 worthy.
No.
It's not
I didn't even
top
think
100
about it.
list.
For
Yeah.
What about that Truth or Dare movie? That was...
All right.
All right.
Let's see what we got here.
All right.
4.
Number 4, Misery.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
Good one. That's a good one. We also did a
Yeah.
podcast for that one.
Yeah.
Annie Wilkes, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this movie too. This is another one I would watch all the time. On VHS.
Nice.
You're showing your age.
Yeah, I know. I love this movie. There's not much more to say.
Yeah.
Check
It's a
it out
classic.
if you haven't seen
It's
it.
a classic. Kathy Bates.
Yeah. She's pretty scary and pretty wild.
Yeah, yeah, and it's timeless.
Cockle doodle doo, or whatever she says.
All of her little
Like her ways of being angry and wanting to cuss,
and
but
she
coming
can't.
up with something else.
yeah,
to say.
she's
So cool.
This is definitely her best movie. It's what made her, and it's still you can't watch a movie seeing her in it without thinking
about
of
it.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good
All
job,
right. Yeah.
Joel.
So my number 4 is going to be Saw.
Hey, that's my number 4.
Oh, really? It's only strictly for the end.
Yeah.
The twist at the end of the movie. I do like the story behind this one. Is really the only one that I even care about the story for.
Yeah.
Is the first one. And it's not that torture porn yet of the Saw movies. It'll get there, but not Saw 1.
Yeah.
So it had a good story, and the twist ending was definitely an original. Like, it's not something. It's so in your face, but at the same time, it's so in your face that you oversee it.
Yeah. It's
And
like it's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
and I didn't notice. I don't think anybody could predict that
No,
twist.
no, there's no way. And it was so well done that it had to go on my list.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, like I said, my number 4. The birth of a horror icon, too, with Jigsaw.
Mm-hmm.
He's up there with some of the greats.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the twist, his voice.
Yeah.
Play a game. Love it.
And that music too.
Yeah, the music became iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did.
Every movie after it in the series tried to do a twist at the end. You know, it was like a staple for that franchise. It's like, okay, we have to do a twist. You know? And then they get to really reaching in the last, last few.
They definitely do. And they were never going to get a twist as good as the original twist. Like, there's nothing... It's because they're like, everyone loved the twist ending so much, we need to keep doing it. But you don't understand the reason that people love the twist so much. It's because it's so in your face.
It's right there,
that they don't even get close. After that with the other twists.
Well, number 2, I feel like had a great twist because it was right there.
Yeah.
We just didn't know it was right there because it was in the safe.
The best, Yeah. Mm-hmm. The best other twist.
It
just got
in a sick way.
Worse and worse after.
But great one. All right, that's my number 4. So let's get to your number 3.
Okay, my number 3. I'm going back to nostalgic. Scream.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
I love Scream.
And that's mine too.
And, oh my gosh, how funny.
Wow.
That's Scream for number 3.
This is one, it's so funny because it's not like the scariest movie.
I wouldn't say nostalgia was
Well, it's nostalgic for me. Like, oh my gosh, I will never forget the first time I watched this movie.
I mean, it's just a good movie all around. I feel like nostalgia is something that people love, but most people will hate. But it means something to you.
Yeah.
That's why you like it
well,
so
I didn't
much.
know it was such a loved movie. I feel like it's like people think I'm silly for liking Scream so much.
Oh, yeah, no. You're definitely not a minority in that.
So, but what's funny is I still am so scared of this mask.
Yeah, she won't let me get it.
No.
I can have Michael.
Oh, you need it.
I even let him get Freddy.
Yeah, she'll let me get Freddy.
And Terrifier.
Not Ghostface.
Well, Ghostface is different because it can literally be anybody under that mask.
Oh, that is the primary reason I do not like going trick-or-treating. I do not like going out.
No.
There are so many Ghostface in this neighborhood.
Really?
I swear, every year there are so many, and I'm like, okay, I'm going home. Can't do it.
Yeah.
All it takes is one. To,
Yep. Who knows who's under that mask?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
It was like the opening of Scream 2 right there.
Yeah. Everybody had one in the theater. Yeah. Great franchise too.
It is,
probably the most solid because all 4 movies have been good.
Yeah.
I don't think any other franchise had 4 straight good movies. Usually by the 3rd movie you're kind of taking a dip.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
But it keeps it fresh because you get different killers every single movie.
Yeah.
And each killer has a different motivation for doing it.
Yeah.
So it keeps it fresh. My least favorite's still number 3.
Yeah.
But it's still not a bad movie. It's just the least best. The least good. But yeah, they're all solid. I can't wait for Scream 5 to come out.
Yeah. Sidney Prescott, one of the best final girls in horror. And you got Courtney Cox and David Arquette in there. The first cast of the first movie is, you don't get better than that.
No.
Yeah.
Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Rose McGowan, Matthew Lillard.
Throw in Drew Barrymore,
yeah.
Just randomly throw her in there. Jamie Kennedy. I mean, just everybody is so good. And that was like the start of like all their careers. Except for Courtney Cox. She kind of had her
Nev
friends
Campbell
time.
had Party of 5.
Oh, yeah.
Before that.
Yeah, she did.
But, I mean, pretty much everyone else.
Yeah.
And Jamie Kennedy, was he doing the Jamie Kennedy experiment?
No.
Was around that time?
No. That was not until the early 2000s.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't doing that. He might have been like a comedian or something at that time. But, I think it was the first time, like, big audience saw him on screen.
Yeah.
So, that's such a cool movie.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
So much
I
fun.
love it.
And you can't beat the beginning.
Yeah.
The opening scene in that movie.
Yeah.
Is just the best.
Yeah.
And I like that they, just like the Saw movies where there's the twist at the end. There's a twist. There's always a twist at the end of these movies. But there's always an opening scene in these movies.
Yep, there is always the opening.
That's,
Yeah. They had a great opening, and then they felt like, all right, we're going to keep going with a cool opening. And so when Scream 5 comes out, it's like, that's what we're going to look for, you know?
Yeah.
We're going to anticipate a cool beginning.
I'm thinking that they might kill off one of the
I remember you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I feel, I'm totally, I support that theory. But at the same time, it's like, all three of these main characters have survived 4 movies, like from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I feel like if you kill one off, you have to kill all of them.
In the opening scene, kind of feels like you're killing like a slap in the face to one of the survivors because they lived through all this 4 times.
Yeah.
To just die in the first 5 minutes of a movie.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Halloween Resurrection.
I think you can't kill him in the first scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. It just depends on how it's done.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be done well.
I mean, they did that in Scream 3. They killed off what was he was not a main character, but he was definitely in all 3 of the movies.
Yeah, what was his name?
The one that was in jail for the murder of Sydney's mom, which he didn't end up doing.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. He's a big actor too.
Yeah. He is.
But what's his name? Anyways.
I don't know what his name was in the movie. But they killed him off in the first opening scene. Yeah. So, but he's not.
He wasn't one of the main 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And, just in case you guys wanted to go back and watch or listen to our top opening scenes, we have done an episode for that, and Scream is definitely in there.
And definitely is in there. I know we recorded. Did we post it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did. Okay. One of our top listened to as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good one.
Top opening scenes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joel with a random one in there. So
I did. That episode
wasn't that
was
your
my
number
idea,
1?
And it was because of that movie. I was like, I want to do this.
So go ahead and listen to that.
No, it wasn't an opening. It was a shocking.
Oh, shocking.
Most shocking.
That's right. We do have an episode for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Most shocking moments.
Most shocking. Yeah. That was.
I'm just gonna plug all the
all of our other episodes.
All right.
So my number 2.
Number 2.
Okay. Man, I thought that I was gonna surprise you with Scream, but
oh no.
All right. This one will. Split.
Oh.
Split?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I love this movie.
You always come back to this movie.
I am always asking you about this movie.
She can never remember the name of it.
I can never remember.
It's always the one with that split personalities.
Well,
Split?
And that one with the old lady.
That was what you described it as like a few years ago. What about that one with the old lady? I'm like, old lady? That doesn't give me much.
There's only one movie with an old lady.
And this movie was so great. I loved how it's. I just love it.
What'd you think of the end though? When he's like, he turns into this like beast and crawling around, and escapes through and runs out. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
it was cool. It was cool.
It was a good movie. Yeah. I love it.
Okay.
I haven't thought about the end. The rest of the movie just keeps.
I mean, they had to do something big because they kept talking up that character.
Yeah.
There were multiple of his characters. I can't.
Well,
grammar's not really a thing for me tonight. But there were several that were talking about that particular character, so it had to be something big. It kind of took it to a supernatural type level with him being a beast, but I think that was also kind of to set up Glass also. Which they did with bringing Bruce Willis in it too, but they had to have that villain in Split, that beast villain in there. He
did a great job too, playing all the personalities.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was cool.
He did.
Yeah.
That's definitely what makes that movie unique and and good.
And the old lady.
Of
the
course.
psychiatrist.
The psychiatrist, yes.
Yes. I loved the psychiatrist.
She's not even in it that much.
I know, but she was in such an ethical conundrum. I loved it. All right.
Number 2,
All
John.
right. So my number 1 and number 2 can flip flop.
Oh.
Can go back and forth.
Okay.
But today, officially, my number 2 is Identity.
That's my number
Okay.
2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. It's just so good.
Another big twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another huge twist. I just love movies with twists.
Yeah.
Several of mine have had twists. And not very happy endings, too.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
you
not
don't
a
like
good
happy
ending.
endings.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't.
It's just overused.
Saw also didn't have a good ending. Or
The
happy
others
ending.
didn't really have a happy ending either.
That's one of my
Yeah,
honorable
that's kind of
mentions.
sad.
Yeah.
So,
Identity.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
I-
Yeah, John Cusack, another great cast.
yeah.
John Cusack, Amanda Peet,
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta. Yeah, just when you realize what's actually happening at the hotel.
Yeah.
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very psychological.
It is. Yeah. I love it. I love it. And it's another one that I think is underappreciated
Yeah.
too. It's one of those that like slipped under the radar somehow. And yeah, it's a very good movie.
Yeah, I agree. So you guys keep taking my like thunder.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 in a row. No, 3 in a row. You said Saw. I had Saw, Scream, Identity. I know my number one.
Your number 1 spot.
You better not.
Oh no, I know what your number 1 is. Never mind.
I don't think any of us have the same number 1.
All right, what's your number? Oh no, we're gonna do some honorables here.
Oh, are we
yeah,
doing
that's
honorables
right.
first?
Yeah, let's do
I feel
some
like that
honorables
throws me off.
before we get to the granddaddy.
Okay.
Granddaddy.
I think some of my honorables are probably better than my number 1, but I have to put my number 1 as my number 1
Your
because of
honorables
how
are better.
well. I don't know.
What about your 2 through 10? Like
they might be better than that
Why
too.
do your honorables make it into your?
I have my top 10 for a reason,
Yeah,
and
it's,
like,
it's for you.
and I don't know
Like we
why
said,
I have
they're
my
not
number 1 as
necessarily
my number 1.
good movies, but
Well, it's a
They
good
are to
movie.
you.
No, it's a ridiculously good movie.
Oh, all right.
Your
okay.
number 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait
Okay.
to hear it.
Honorable mentions. So I have quite a few honorable mentions. I'll kind of mention them briefly for some of them. Cujo.
oh, nice.
Got
Yeah,
a couple of Stephen King on there.
Oh yeah.
At least 3 you mentioned already.
Yeah, and there'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
more.
there will be more. Oh man, there will be
Cujo
more.
Yeah.
is so scary.
Yeah, that's a good
It
one.
is so scary. The first time I saw it was at your guys' house.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say,
I think
You were watching
You
it.
were watching it.
And then I was like,
okay.
we need to watch this movie. And I'm like in
Oh,
the
I
chair,
think I
like
remember
grabbing.
that.
Like, oh my gosh.
left an impact on me,
and-
apparently.
Yeah. So then we had to watch it, and I was like, this is a scary movie.
Yeah.
Okay. And The Shining.
Mhm.
Okay.
Good one.
No. Classic Stephen King.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although, that story is different than the movie.
Yeah.
Stephen King hated that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so with The Shining, I wanted to mention
Doctor Sleep.
Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
I loved
Mhm.
Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
I
That's a
loved
really
it.
good movie.
And I felt like it did a great job with
Bringing
it together.
Yeah.
I
It was
think
its
that
own
it got
thing,
some,
for sure.
Mhm.
yeah.
But yeah.
And I think that it got kind of some hate, but I loved it.
It
Yeah.
stayed true to The Shining, like the Stephen King story, and also the movie too, which is hard in and of itself to do something like that.
Yeah.
But Mike Flanagan, one of my favorite
Yeah.
horror directors, was able to pull that off. So I think that was the first like mainstream movie he had done at that point.
Yeah.
And hope it's not his last.
Yeah.
He's good in those. So
Yeah. So then the birds.
We've mentioned the birds when we did our Psycho
one
review.
Oh my gosh.
Joel's not a fan.
I love Hitchcock. Let me tell you. But the birds, it's low tier Hitchcock to me. Bottom. I mean, it's not his worst, but as far as his most popular movies, it's probably one of my least favorites of the popular ones. Because that's on a lot of people's, like, when they think of Alfred Hitchcock, they think of Psycho and they think of The Birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really the main two that people think of. And I just couldn't get into The Birds. There was no motivation. There's nothing.
I still get scared of birds. And especially huge gathering. Oh my gosh.
Like a murder of crows.
Yes. And I have seen it, and it is scary. They are out to get us.
Plotting.
Someday that is what is coming for us.
The bird uprise.
Yeah.
It is coming.
Yeah. So, and then Little Shop of Horrors.
That movie is so lame.
Oh, I love that.
I know
movie.
you like it. It's kind of, I don't know.
Well, you're not a musical fan. Anyway.
No,
it's weird.
The World's End.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Simon
love
Pegg.
that movie.
Yeah.
I could not stop laughing.
It's more of a sci-fi. It's like a sci-fi,
Comedy.
Yeah, sci-fi comedy, because they're aliens in that one.
I think that it was in our game, which is why I was asking.
Maybe.
Okay, so then does that count?
Yeah.
If it
It's a
is
fun
considered horror, that
I mean, if
has
Little
to
Shop
be
of
on.
Horrors is,
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it says
I mean,
horror in the.
The plant eats people.
Yeah,
kinda
it's
scary.
pretty scary. It's pretty intense.
But the plant also sings. So I don't know.
Singing can be really scary. We've already gone through this. There's a couple of songs in movies that add to but it is a musical.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I would consider, there's a really famous one that people think of for
Rocky Horror Picture
Rocky
Show.
Horror Picture Show is one. So yeah, it can be done.
Yeah. Okay.
Musicals can be horror.
And
Sweeney Todd also.
Yeah.
I have Blair Witch
Mm-hmm.
and Paranormal Activity, but Blair Witch, I just loved that movie.
Yeah.
I loved that movie.
I really appreciate it now more so than I did
Mm-hmm.
back when it came out.
Yeah.
I definitely like it more now.
We did a whole podcast on it.
We did a podcast.
You can
on
listen to
that.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I really.
And the whole marketing for that was so cool.
Yeah.
The way that they.
I still remember.
Yeah.
It was like on the news,
like
actual news.
I know
that these filmmakers went to go film something and then just never came back.
Yeah,
and it was a Blair Witch Project. I was like, what?
Yeah, and it's going to be in theaters. Like,
yeah,
I don't know about
have
that.
a snuff film in theaters. All right.
And then we've got another honorable mention that I didn't consider a horror movie, but it was in our game.
Okay.
Young Frankenstein.
Okay.
This
This
almost took my
number one.
Really?
I love this movie.
Yeah.
Love Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Not Frankenstein, but Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's funny.
This movie is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And then so then there's 1408.
Mm-hmm. Good one.
Yeah.
Another Stephen King.
Yeah.
I love that.
I sense a theme here.
And okay, so here's the other two that were real close to making my first pick. No, not this one. The new Child's Play. I needed to put that in honorable mention.
Okay.
New Child's Play. not all the other Child's Plays, but that new one was so good.
Yeah.
And it was so good at making Chucky relevant again.
Yeah.
Like how he became possessed and everything. Like that was so cool.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah. I
definitely
can't stand
brought
the hate
him
that movie gets just because he wasn't possessed by a doll. No, this is a better way of doing it.
Yeah.
It made you actually feel for the doll more than you did when the doll was a person. Like, there are some moments in that where I was actually feeling bad for him.
Yeah.
Like, he was just trying to impress Andy.
I know.
The entire time
I know.
until he goes on a murderous rampage. But
Yeah.
you're on your own at that point, man.
Can't support you, man. He does kill some people who probably deserved it.
Oh, yeah, he did. The first, like, 3 people deserved it.
So then this one, I'm still trying to decide. This was almost number 1, but just because of what it means, what it has done to all. No, that's the problem.
Oh no!
Oh wow! Okay.
This one is.
Well, we know what hers is.
No, this one, what it did to like horror movies altogether. Psycho.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That was gonna be my number 1, and then I changed it.
That's like a it's like a default horror movie. Like it has to be in there because it's Psycho.
It's Psycho. Well, and
classic.
it's like, yeah, it's just that classic, like, I don't know, you learn about it when you take like a
film class.
Class. You learn about it. I don't know. It just has this like.
I mean, if 7
Psycho,
on the list of horror, then Psycho. I mean, it's all under the same sub genre of horror, which is like serial killer type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you love Psycho.
I do. I love Psycho.
I do too.
It's not one of my favorites of Hitchcock, but it is up there. Much more than The Birds.
Yeah. But it's so funny because it's like when he gets like his arm chopped and you can just tell like they just threw this like fake arm or something. It's like something with his hand or
in Psycho.
Yeah, it's like when he's coming down the stairs.
Oh, when he gets stabbed, the cop.
Yeah,
gets stabbed. Yeah,
and it's like these fake like mannequin things come out like when different things happen in the movie. It's hilarious, like because it's so old.
Yeah.
So that's my last of my honorable mentions.
Okay,
got some good ones on there.
Yeah, that was good.
Hi,
Joel.
So I have 6 honorable mentions on mine. One of them is The Lost Boys.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one.
I like that movie.
Yeah, there's only a few like vampire movies. I actually have 2 vampire movies on my honorable mentions list. But I'm not like the biggest fan of the vampire genre. But Lost Boys did a really good job. Mm-hmm. And the special effects, like that it was all like really well done for
really cool
for the 80s.
Like,
yeah,
especially that last scene with all like basically all the vampires are there, all the the fights that happened, like that looked really cool.
Yeah, and another twist.
Yeah,
at the end of that one
twist. I called that twist though. I knew that was gonna happen. I called that one.
But. Yeah, that way. I mean, if you know that there's a twist, like
I didn't
back
know.
in the 80s, like if you were watching this brand new, like twists weren't really something that was done all the time,
right?
But like nowadays, it's become something, especially in I think horror.
Yeah,
a lot of the times there's some sort of a twist somewhere in the movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's obvious for people that watch horror movies. But I'm sure back when it came out, it was something that kind of probably threw people off.
Yeah.
For sure. But so I have that one, and The Strangers is also another one of mine.
Okay.
That
one has a creepy vibe.
I almost put that.
It's a very disturbing and creepy creepiness to it. The fact that it's got such a simple plot. Yeah. Like, why are you doing this? Because you were home. Like that is an unsettling type of like realization that people can't actually, if you're crazy enough to do something like this, then I mean that's
all you need.
That's all you need for your motivation, and that alone is incredibly disturbing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think one of my favorite Liv Tyler movies right there. Not a big fan of hers. Yeah.
She sucks.
She does in most of the stuff that she's in. She has a pretty face, and her dad's Steven Tyler.
And
Yeah, that's all she's got. That's the extent of her talent.
wait, isn't she in?
She was in The Leftovers.
Leftovers,
Which,
yeah.
She was pretty good in that.
Yeah.
She was, yeah.
She was pretty intense in that one. I'll
Yeah.
give her that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've got Frailty.
Ah, yes.
Can't not talk about this.
That was
A little gem of a movie.
Yeah.
Bill
movie.
Paxton's directorial debut.
Yeah.
He also stars in it with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
And I really want him to keep making movies like this because I like his comedies. He's funny in his like romantic comedies or whatever, but he's such a intense dramatic actor.
Yeah.
In a lot of the stuff that he does, that I just want him to keep doing movies like this again.
Yeah.
Because this was one of my favorite of his performances.
Yeah.
In this movie, and it's a very I couldn't not put it somewhere.
Another twist
on my top. Yeah, another twist.
Another good twist in this.
Yeah, another twist there. And another one I have on here is Interview with the Vampire. Like I said, I had two vampire movies on here.
Okay.
And I love it. It's a
this has quite the cast.
It does, yeah. Quite the
Tom Cruise,
acting. Brad Pitt, Kirsten Dunst, Antonio Banderas, Christian Slater.
Yeah. I have not seen it.
Really? It is a good movie. I thoroughly enjoy it. So I've got Joyride and 1408. Both of those were already talked about before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I those are really fun movies.
Yeah.
And so I got two John Cusack horror movies on my list.
Yeah. Nice. All right. So I have a few. So I had to put Black Christmas on the honorables.
The 2019 version?
No. I did really, really like it the recent time I watched it. And I did give it a very, very high score.
Yeah. Yeah, you could not have it on your list.
Yeah, I had to put it somewhere. I do need to see it, a few more times to make sure that it is really one that I really like, and then it'll get on my top 10.
Okay.
So because everything in the top 10 is something I've seen numerous times, and I really still like. Black Christmas, we'll see.
Give another 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Multiple viewings.
I did not like it.
It's a good one. All right, and then we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003.
Okay.
That one I've seen a number of times, and it's Leatherface. Again, one of the classic slashers. It's got to go on here somewhere. Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. I already put Freddy in the top 10, so I didn't feel like I wanted to put him twice.
Yeah.
But this one is Freddy. He's one of my favorite just horror characters ever. And this is the original. It's what started Freddy Krueger. Yeah. And he's such a creative character. And such a fun character to be on screen. He was not funny in the original. He's more scary in the original.
He was, yeah.
The first two, actually, he's more scary than funny. But, then he gets more comedy for sure.
I feel like that's the reason the remake gets so much hate too, is people only know Freddy as being a comical character.
Right.
But if you look at the original
he's not.
Nightmare, he's not a funny character.
Yeah.
So where the remake, he has some like comical like lines or whatever throughout. He's not a funny character.
Yeah.
But they're staying true to the original there.
Right.
So yeah.
And Nightmare on Elm Street has one of the best kills ever with I don't remember her name. But when she's in a dream and she gets thrown around the room.
Oh, yeah.
She gets like just tossed against the walls, up the ceiling while she's just being slashed and falls on the bed, blood everywhere. So creative, and it's just actually happening on screen. There's no CGI like they did in the remake. There's no effects. They had the room actually spinning so that she would be on the ceiling.
Yeah.
You know, it's so cool.
It also has a ridiculous kill in the Johnny Depp kill. When he
when he gets sucked into the bed and blood just flying up.
Way more blood than the human body even has.
Yeah. Johnny Depp, gotta give him, and the acting in this one is pretty decent.
Yeah.
For an 80s
slasher, yeah.
It's pretty good. It's, I think, better acting than my number one, which we'll get to. But yeah, so good.
Yeah, with his death scene, it kind of, like, everyone else had a chance at least to
he just got sucked into the bed.
Or to, like, be like, I'm not afraid of you. Like, he was just sucked through the bed. Like, he had no chance.
Yeah.
It's kind of messed up.
Yeah. Okay, so Nightmare on Elm Street. Got to be in there. Here's another one that Katrina will not appreciate. VHS.
Okay.
This was the first anthology, I think, that I had seen. This is a found footage anthology. Just a really cool way to get no-name directors to have a spot in a feature film.
Yeah.
They're little short stories. Different VHS tapes get put in while these people are going to, like, break into a home, find all these VHS tapes. Just, it's scary. Some of the stories are pretty scary. So, got to put that in there.
Yeah, and the idea behind it too is really cool. It's just what you were saying, just get these no-name first-time directors out there and just like make a little short 5-10 minute long little video. And one of the directors actually went on to do the 2016 Blair Witch movie and directing the Godzilla vs. Kong movie. So I mean, something big can like happen out of these little small.
And this was straight to DVD when it came out. Like, this was not in theaters or anything.
Yeah.
I think I rented it on Redbox or something.
Yeah.
And then there were 2 sequels from it too.
Yeah.
They weren't as good.
Sequel.
But and then another one that might make my top 10 eventually after I see it more times, Hereditary.
Okay.
Really like that one. That one's scary. And atmospheric for sure.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. And then I have The Shining, 7, and I added Jeepers Creepers.
7 is an honorable mention.
Yeah. Okay. I know. I feel like maybe 7 should be in the top 10, but I don't know. I didn't think of it, so just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just don't think of 7 as a horror movie for some reason. It just doesn't come to mind. Okay.
It's one of those great area movies for sure.
So we have all that said and done. What's number 1? Oh man, I think we know.
So that's the thing, is I put this as number 1 because I had just finished my other list and I was like, okay, this is my number 1. And then as I'm talking about these other movies, I feel bad having this as a number 1. But I did put Come Play. And then I thought about what other movie, I don't know. I just loved the message of this movie. And maybe because of the time that I watched it, and
it does have a good message. And I can't say that a lot of our movies do.
No.
Yeah.
Out of all of our lists, I can't
it's
see
just, you don't
message.
get good message out of horror very often.
Yeah.
That's not what people are going to a horror movie to see.
Yeah,
typically.
and this, it just meant a lot to me. I really loved this movie.
Yeah.
It really was touching. I left the theater just
smiling, just in a good mood.
Oh my God.
It does have a pretty happy ending too.
Well, and just touching.
Kind of sad,
it was
but happy
such
at
a
the same
touching movie. And like, I was amazed. I thought, wow, they really know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they did really nail it on the head. Like, I've seen other movies with kids with autism and just, the stereotypical stuff in those movies. But this one, like, it felt like he was real. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't stereotypical necessarily.
And her struggles as a mom.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah.
It could just be where I am in life right now, but I just loved it.
Yeah.
It meant so much to me, so I have it as my number one. I'm
It's
sorry.
your number
It
one.
is.
Don't be sorry.
Yeah.
All right, Joel. I am really wondering what this is going to be. Because it's not Identity. I was thinking Identity might be number one.
Yeah, that's why I say 1 and 2 could go back and forth.
Yeah. It just better not be my number one.
It's not.
It's not even honorable for you guys.
No, it's not. I knew you'd say it, so I don't need to say it.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of you.
I'll have something to say about that when you actually say it. But
I'm excited.
so you both have already said my number one.
Oh, let me guess. 7.
Yeah, because he was
So
upset
my number
that
one
you
is
didn't have
7.
it on. Yeah.
I love this movie so much. Like, it's
When you were surprised that he didn't have it on his list, I thought, well, you didn't have it on yours.
not even honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Okay. Sorry.
So
go.
it's just, I love the story. I love, really, like, the movie itself is really good. I love the whole killing from the 7 deadly sins type of, but it's really the last 20 or so minutes of the movie that really make this movie a masterpiece, really. An amazing movie. Because you have, first of all, he comes. So I watched it recently again, and Kevin Spacey's not even, his name's not even mentioned.
Yeah.
In the opening credits, like, at all.
Yeah.
At the very
If
end
he wasn't
of it,
such a dirtbag. Like, I feel bad for liking him in this movie now. Because he's such a creep now.
Well, yeah.
Now that we know what his...
You can still like the characters that
like
he
Kevin
plays.
Spacey in general.
Yeah.
You can still
I'm like, you
his
knew who he was in this.
Now that we know some of the stuff he was doing. It's just...
I mean...
He's a great actor, though.
He is,
like, I love a lot of his
I have
movies.
no problem discerning the actor himself or herself, depending on like what other actors do in their private time to their characters.
Yeah,
I don't support the actors; I support the characters.
Yeah.
And I just, as far as that goes, like, when people boycott movies because of certain actors in it, then you're actually boycotting the other actors that are also in those movies, and that's or the director,
director.
Yeah, so it kind of affects more than just one person.
Yeah, and they already got paid.
A lot of times
Most
they do,
of the time.
but you know, a lot of times also they don't get paid until the movie comes out.
No, I mean the character or the actor you're boycotting.
Yeah.
You know? They might have already gotten paid.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. And
so back to what you were saying is they didn't even show that he was in the movie at all.
Not until the very end, because it says "and Kevin Spacey" at the very end. So they were leaving. I highly doubt he was even shown at all in the previews of the movie.
Oh yeah,
because he is such a like, he is the twist at the end of the movie. Like, you don't see his character at all until then, and then you hear the motivations behind everything, and it's just like, it's, you know, I don't want to well, I don't want to say that I agree, because I don't. I was gonna say something along those lines, but it's just like, it's so, like, I understand. I wouldn't ever do something like that, but I understand his motivations behind what he was doing. It was, you know, still awful and everything. But, like, as far as the character, as far as, like, the craziness of the character, the as much of a psychopath as he was, you can understand where he was coming from.
Like the Jigsaw
story.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just love everything about that movie.
Yeah, another great cast.
Yeah,
Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, Kevin Spacey,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yep, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
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 So, okay. Well, so the best horror movie ever made, obviously, is Halloween,
Halloween
from 1976. I can't believe you guys forgot this one.
Oh, yeah, of course. It just slipped my mind.
Yeah.
How'd you forget Michael Myers?
We only did 15 episodes on...
Yeah, we did the whole Halloween series if you want to go back and listen. My favorite, not my favorite movie of all time, but it would be in my top 5.
Yeah.
But it is my favorite horror movie. Just, again, the simpleness of it is so good. Michael Myers, just the way he looks. I couldn't imagine seeing this when it first came out. Like, it would probably be pretty scary to see this in like theaters. The acting is not good.
No.
I'm not gonna give it any credit for acting. This story, again, very simple, but just the way it's done, the way what he looks like.
It's a very iconic theme.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh my
too,
gosh,
as
the
well.
music is so good.
Yeah.
How he's just like lurking in the shadows, and just how it feels like it could. Like The Strangers.
Yeah.
It can take place anywhere at any time.
It could actually happen. No, probably
Except for
has
the
at some point.
fact that he is unkillable.
Well, in that movie, he only got shot a few times. I mean, that's about it.
He could have been wearing a bulletproof vest. You never know.
That's true. Yeah.
It's not like, what was it, Halloween 4 or 5 when he gets shot by like a bunch of
1,000
cops.
bullets. Yeah.
Like shotgun shells and like, all right, you're alive for another couple
Yeah,
of
he
years.
he just kind of scoots down a little
He
river.
gets
and-
burned to...
yeah, he gets blown up. And,
Yeah.
But then also Donald Pleasance, so good in this. He adds so much to Michael. He makes Michael a lot scarier. Yeah, it's
With his overreacting of the character.
the darkest eyes.
He's the devil's child.
He is not a man. He is evil. Yeah, he really builds him up. He's like his cheerleader. His hype man. So anyways, we've talked about Halloween a lot on this show, so we don't need to go any further.
We still have another couple movies to go for Halloween when they eventually come out.
Yeah,
So-
it'll be a Halloween fest.
And then we'll probably end up doing another list.
Yeah,
after
we'll
that one.
remake our list.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to go through all the movies again.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least a yearly viewing. I actually did not watch that this year for Halloween. I haven't seen it in...
Because you watched it throughout the entire year?
No, I don't.
Oh,
no.
yes, he does.
I can't even remember the last time I watched the original. I've watched Halloween 5.
He watches them
why is that number one?
regularly.
I know, Halloween 5 should have been on my list.
It should have. No, he watches all of them regularly.
No, I used to. Over the last year, I didn't watch it.
I know you were busy watching all these obscure movies.
all these other ones. Yeah.
And look at how many great movies you got to see this year.
Yeah.
And you were able to make a top 10 instead of a top 5.
Yeah.
Top 10 plus 5?
Yeah.
Top 15.
So it's probably good to take a break from Halloween for a little bit.
I did watch all the other Halloweens this year, though. Didn't watch
I'm
that
sure
one.
you watched the original at some point this year. Probably a few times.
You're confusing it with Halloween 5.
Well, we know you watched that.
That's just one you can just throw on. Like, it's... I don't know why, but to me, you can just throw that one on.
I don't think I could throw any of them on. Because I love the series, but as a series, I love them. Each individual movie has their issues to them.
As we've discussed.
Yes.
Joel especially.
Yeah, at length.
Okay, and yes, another one of the big slasher icons. So, got them all in there.
Yeah.
We got Ghostface, Leatherface, Michael, Jason,
You didn't
Freddy.
put Chucky in there.
I did not put Chucky.
No.
Did not put Chucky.
He's not as memorable.
Yeah, he's all right. I don't know. Okay.
I had him on
Child's
mine.
Play series.
You did on your honorables.
You had the remake. That's,
Yeah.
You know, that's
That's the best one.
Okay, well, there's our top 10 of all time. You can congratulate us on our 1 year. Thank you. And go find us on Facebook. Go find us on Twitter. Go tell your friends and your family to listen to us. We're also on some horror groups on Facebook, like Killer Flicks. What else are we on? Just horror movies with like 5 exclamation points. And
yeah.
there's really lame
there's at
names,
least
but
5 of them that we're on.
Don't criticize the places that we're on.
but Killer Flicks especially. That's one that I really like. I like Killer Flicks. So find us on there.
And we're not bad mouthing. It's just, you know, there's
some people
enough
in there.
Exclamation points, you know. One's enough.
But there's probably
Maybe 2.
another one with one, so they had to keep adding them until.
Yeah, maybe. No, we love all those groups.
Yeah.
We definitely get into some good conversations on there and get some good recommendations too. So
Yeah.
we appreciate it. Okay, well, this has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let Gizmo bite.